Welcome to Yeshiva Daf, Shir sponsor of Louis Nishmas, Arm Yaakov Shalom Now, Sitzchok, holding Basra, Daf Kuf Nun Aleph. There's a recording of the Shir that was given earlier on Shabbos. We're starting Daf Kuf Nun with base, right below the middle of the Omar. The Gemara says, Omar Nechosai Lepalmi. Someone says, I'm giving Nechosim to play. So the Gemara now wants to know, for the word Nechosim, what does that include? The Gemara now is going to go through the entire list of things that are included in the word Nechosim. Just to mention, it's brought down already in a sefer which was written by one of the Rishonim. The sefer is called Sefer Hamatana. And there it says that Nechosim, anything a person acquires is called Nechosim. I was thinking that maybe just, we know that in Lashon HaKodesh, the word, when someone does something to something else, you use the letter Mem. When something something was done to him, use the letter Nun. Mav'ir, someone who puts a fire. Niver, something which was being burned. We know that there's a lashon already in the Gemara of taxes that we use it today in modern Hebrew for customs. It's called meches, mem chet samech. Here we're talking about a neches, a asset. So meches is what is being taken. Neches is what your person owns. It very fits with this Rishon. Anyway, the Gemara says, so what is it? Avdo yikri nechses. Slave is included in nechosim. The now the koisek called nechosov le'avdoi. We just saw it before. Someone gives all the chosed to a slave. Yotzo ben choyim. The slave goes ben choyim. What do you mean? He said nechosim. Slave is a nechosim too. Arua ikri nechosim. Also, land is called nechsi. Now nechosim sheshem acharis nikrim bekesem b'shtar v'chazaka. So it says nechosim sheshem acharis, meaning nechosim to have responsibility, referring to karka. Glimo ikri nechsi. Also, clothing called nechsi. Nan v'shein acharis ein nikrim el meshich. Nechosim don't have acharis means metalta movables or nikrim meshicha by pulling them. It's called nechosim. And zuzi ikri nechsi, also money is called nechsi. Dam shein lemachayos nikri chodu shesh lemachayos bekesem b'shtar v'chazaka. So metalting or nikra agav karka, that's the kinyan agav. If you purchase a land, you purchase with it money. Ki had their papa will treat saraf zuzi bechuzoi. As a papa had 12,000 zuz in this place. A kinyan alei shul ba'achol agav a stifit debase. He gave it to shul ba'achol. So he's the one who's going to collect the money, but he wanted him to be the owner. How did he make him the owner? Kinyan agav. Agav the stifit debase, the entrance to his house. He also, when Rav Shmuel came back, he came to Tabach to meet him. Why he went to Tabach? We should have different explanations, either just because he was very happy they brought him the money, or because he didn't want him to get to the house and get the land. So that's why he did it. Now here it's very important to mention that Toises in Daf Samech Beis, if you go backwards to Daf Samech Beis, Toises brings our Gemara, and he says, because the Gemara there, so the word nichse doesn't mean houses and slaves, not metaltlin. Our Gemara says metaltlin. So Toises there brings three answers. Either because there's nichse and nichasai, one yud and two yuds. So nichse with one yud means only land, but nichasai means metaltlin. Or because there it says he has a girsa kol nichasai, that's what he wants to say, he doesn't like this answer. Or because we talk about a gift is different than a sale, so that's Toises of Sachpes Mudalf in the top of the Amud. So more story also documents are called nichse. The Omar Rabbi Yitzchak shtei shtoros. So we're gonna have here this brayta that we mentioned earlier. There is two shtoros. Omar zochel b'sod zelaploini v'kisur zashtar. Give this field to somebody and also give him a shtar. So shtar wasn't written yet. He could change his mind. Sade, it was given already, too late. But if he said al minach the shtar, give the land in the condition, give him a shtar, and because he didn't write the shtar yet, choyze b'im b'shtar b'im b'sode is choyze in both shtar and sode. There's a third shtar. Trei hanidam, one and two that we mentioned. If the seller wrote the shtar first, before anything happened, as we learned, the Gemara is quoting, the seller can write the shtar early, says the Rashbam. There's no reason not to. The only one who can lose from it is the seller. If you hold on to the shtar, to the karka, the land, the shtar is nikri bi'agav. That's part of what we learned. Which means kirinagav, movables, are nikri with land because of shtar chazaka. So we talk about shtar and we call nichse. So he's a raya that shtars are called nechosim as well. Beimei kri nichse, no animals called nichse. Now magdish nechosov is magdish nechosim. Yes, there's animals. They can bring to mizbeach. Zechorim are oilos. You bring them as an oilo. And the kivas in moch tzorch yiziv cheshlomim. You have to sell them and use them for shlomim. That's a gemara in shkalim. Machlek is why a person has in mind oilers. So in the kivas you have to sell them. And we're not going to go now into it right now. But again, it says here, someone who's magdish nechasim includes animals. Also, birds are called nechasim. Not a magdish nechasim. You've been devorim haru'uyim l'kebem mizbeach. Someone is magdish nechasim, and there's things over there that belong to mizbeach, like what? Yainers, wine, shmonim, oil, ve'oifers. So you have right to all these things. So the more tefillin ikri nechas. Also, tefillin called nechasim. Not a magdish nechasim, ma'adin lo tefillin. So it's magdish nechasim. So we basically force him to redeem the tefillin, so be able to put on tefillin. So you see a tefillin called nechasim, and the raya is, we'll see in a moment in the Rashbam, and even though it's a mitzvah, I would think maybe it's not nechasim, it's called nechasim. What about a sefer Torah? Now argue, so the Gemara is, because you're not allowed to sell sefer Torah. So maybe allowed nechsu is not nechasim. Or because you're allowed to sell Torah sometimes, to learn Torah, to marry a wife, so what we nechasu, so the more taker. The Rashbam clearly doesn't have this kirsah, because the Rashbam, if you look at the Rashbam, says sefer Torah, mimikri nichse. Why? Get tefillin, don't like tefillin, they call nechasim. Or you don't tefillin any time, or they have a malbush. Tefillin is clothing. Sefer Torah veloy nechasai, or sefer mitzvah veloy nechasai. How be shecholin makor lumikri nechasai taker. So Rashbam says clearly you could sell sefer Torah, but maybe it's not nechasai because it's a mitzvah. So you see, Rashbam is different gears. So there's other pshatim in the Rishonim why sefer Torah should be different. According to our gears, according to some of the Rishonim say this time, Masha over here, you're not allowed to sell sefer Torah. And this is a problem because there is shittas in the place scheme that you can sell sefer Torah, which is a private sefer Torah. Only a tzibutik sefer Torah you can sell. Here, a Parsha talking about a private sefer Torah, so the raya is that a private sefer Torah could not be sold. Says the Gemara, after this parenthesis, now we're going to have a few cases of mothers. With mothers, sisters, family, they're writing nechasim. So the first case is, the mother of Rav Zut Bar Tuvio wrote her nechasim to Rav Zut Bar Tuvio, to her son. Why? Because she wanted to marry a Zvid. As we learned in the previous daf, that's called mavrachas. She doesn't want her Zvid to get her nechasim. In Tzibov Vigash, he married her and divorced her. As the committee of Bibi Bar Abai, she comes before Bibi Bar Abai, Oma Mishumin Tzubi Vayin Tzibov. Bibi Bar Abai held the mavrachas only works up to marriage. Once the marriage happened, you don't have mavrachas. You can't say I didn't mean it. You only do it because I don't know if actually marriage is going to happen. So I don't want others to know about it. But once that marriage happens, it's over. Then the sale happened. You're coming from the house of Abaye, Bibi Bar Abaye, who coming from Eli's house. Eli, all the family dies at a young age. So you die young and you say cut off stuff. Things are not right. I feel mandoma mavrachas koni. Even got mandoma that says that mavrachas is koni. Meaning that, and as the Rashbam points out, based on what we learned in the previous daf, the mavrachas works only when you give all the nechasim. Here, she didn't give everything. So it's a machlekes if it's koine or not. Even if you hold that koine means that the buyer is koine, if she wasn't megal hadas, you should megal hadas, doing only for the marriage. And meaning, because I didn't really mean to give it to you. You're just hiding from my husband. She got married, she got divorced, she gets it back. So that's the mafachas, the classic that we saw in previous daf. Another case of a mother. In the evening, she wrote the nechas to her bachal. In the morning, she wrote to her brother, to his brother, to the other son, also, Rabbi Chama Kamedi Osheshes. Rabbi Chama comes. He says it's yours, which means the first one. Also, Rav Ukva Bacham Kamedi Rav Nachman. So Rav Ukva, the second, goes to Rav Nachman. He puts him in the nechasim. Also, Shesh Kamedi Rav Nachman. It's because Shesh gave the first psak halacha to Rav Nachman. Only my time Ukva Ma'ala Rav Ukva Bacham. Why can we tell Ukva Bacham? Even Shuma Diadjabo, because she changed her mind. But she died. So what does it mean? Ukva understood the what? That if a shchimera can change his mind if he heals, but if he dies, he can't change his mind. Because if he heals, he can change his mind. So he can change his mind also before he healed. So okay, that's for himself. He can change his mind. Can he change to give it to others? Yes, he can change his mind not only for himself. He can change his mind for the matana. The Rishonim explain, that's what Kiel Yaakov brings it on the Rishonim. What's the discussion over here? When a shchimera gives a gift, does the gift work immediately? Meaning you have to wait for him to die, and then retroactively you find out that the gift worked right away. So the first one who got the gift, he was first. Or you say it only happens after death. So it only happens after death. She changed her mind before. So that will be the discussion over here. Very interesting, just to point out, the Rashbam brings that in Ksubis, we have a very similar case, but there the gears is the opposite. The Rai Bachama came in the morning, and Marupa came in the evening, not the evening in the morning. And there it says that near the Maskana of the Gemara is Shuddha the dining. The Dayanim will decide who to give it to. So before it's steer to here we said that we pass can give it to the second one. It says the Rashbam, there is talking about Matas Bori. She give it in Matas Bori, here is a Matas Shchimera. And that's the difference. And it's interesting, two very similar cases, two different cases. That's what the Rashbam learns. Others maybe want to argue. Says the Gemara, someone to say it's not, that maybe it is the same case. Imeder of Aram Chasido, another mother of Aram Chasido, having Meluka the shtar, she had a bundle of stars, of documents. She's dying, so give it to my son. Says the Gemara, also Achua came in the brothers and said, 1 second, what about us? He didn't do Mashiach, so he's not great. When the Shchimah writes, that's good enough, we know that the Shchimah is as if he wrote it. Says the Gemara, the sister of Tuya Matno, I would just say, over here, there I have in the side of the Gemara, why don't you say that a parent can break, a parent can change his mind, can redistribute the Nechasim? Why you don't say that over here? Okay. Said the Gemara, so the sister of Rav Tuvi brought the Nechasim. But happened in the morning. The Panyo also comes another brother. Christ there. Now if he's going to say, he's going to say he's a Tavachacham. That's why he's supporting him and not me. Kasvim should give it to him. Also, we just said it. She could change her mind. The same idea. You could change your mind. Another story. The sister of Din by Yosef, she had a small piece of land, of an orchard. Every time she got sick, she called the Yosef and says, here, it's for you. It says in one of the base. But when she healed, how about you? She changed her mind. She said, I want it back. So one time she got sick. She tells the Yosef, please come. Come coin it. I'm not interested. You come, you change your mind, I don't want to do it. Says, no problem. You go, you be coin it any way you want. In other words, any type of kinyan you want to do, you want to do it for yourself forever, I'm not going to change my mind. Says the Gemara, he went for, also, he did it. Shire B'Kominis, he did two things. He did shear, he didn't take the whole field. He left a little bit out. Why? So we maton of a mixas. And Kodomine, he did a kinyan. Kikaim was she healed. 100 bucks. She again changed her mind. I saw her coming down Nachman, went for Ram Nachman. Shortly so he told Rav Yosef, come. Why also? He felt, well, I don't have to come. Oma, my AC, why should I come? Hashayri B'Kominis, I did shear, I'm dying, I don't have to come. I'm going to poke you with a thorn that doesn't take out blood, meaning it's a chair. Put your needle. So he came. So now they ask him, so what was the case? She said the words, I'm dying. She expressed these words. And now the Gemara introducing something new. Till now he spoke about Shchibra. Now we're having a new concept. Mitzvah machas miso. What's mitzvah machas miso? Look at Rosh Rashbam. Rashbam says you give mitzvah machas miso. You call mitzvah machas miso choizer. Bein amator b'miktzas. Bein amator b'loshir. Afilu konem minoi. Ki kai mechol yodo b'kulo. When he gets up, he can change his mind. B'yedu shalai kinin al machas miso. Oil v'amisoinen al misosoi be'ei savosoi v'ach b'skin l'kavon. When a person, when he's dying, says the words, when he's talking about it, he says, I'm giving it to you because I'm dying. This expression is toilet. It's almost like a condition. It's because of miso, and if there's no miso, the gift is over. And the more is going to address a little bit more. Person gives matashkimra, that's not a full thing. He said the name of Nachman. Harei Kvadas Bori, Harei Kvadas Shchimera. He has the power of Bori, of gift of a Bori, and the power of a Shchimera. Harei Kvadas Bori, Shim Omad in Chayzer. He can't change his mind because it's not. He left something out, as we learned earlier. If he leaves something out, that's what he's relying on. Harei Kvadas Shchimera Doloi by Kinyan. You don't have to do a Kinyan because it's a Shchimera. It's in his deathbed. Didn't I tell you? Don't say Shtusi Bar Nachman. Don't say that Rav Nachman said these things. Hakil Rav Nachman. This is what Rav Nachman said. You do have to do a kinyan. If a shchimera is getting a gift, which is not the entire nechasim, you have to do a kinyan for it to work. It says in the Mishnah that if you left out something, so then the shchimera can't change his mind. Push-up means he didn't do a kinyan. So we're like the Kodemineh. We thought he did do a kinyan. Look at the next part of the Mishnah. Didn't leave anything out. Meaning, so then he can change his mind if he heals. If he did a Kodemineh, he did a kinyan. So why can't he change his mind? Why can't he change his mind? He already did a kinyan. Shchimera that wrote nechasim to others, even though they did a kinyan, you could change his mind. The kinyan doesn't change anything. So if you wrote the whole thing, all the nechasim, you could change his mind. Oh, why? Because if a shchimera writes everything, it's equivalent to mitzvah machas miso, which is conditional miso. But even though the Bach fixes it, you do like kinyan machas miso. In other words, we know it's because of miso. Ask Rav another question. The mother of the kids of Rochel. She was sick. She says, give my daughter kivinasi. It's like a little jewel, a little needle that you use. And that was what was worth the meso. The kimu chacham dvara. They did her dvara. So what do you see over here? It was kinyan b'miktzas. It was only partial, and they didn't do a kinyan. So back to mitzvah machas miso. If you say something machas miso, so here you don't have to do a kinyan. Madash Kimura Mikzas doesn't need a kinyan. Samachas miso doesn't need a kinyan. And you see that Ravina or Ravina asked Rav, Hoimer gets a leash, Tivish Tashkuz Lahati, can I get to a wife? Or Shashim to a heaven? For me, Sloidu Lachamis, you can't give it to him after death. We'll get back in a second. What's the Chiddush? Through one to play the May, Sidu Lachamis. Give a gift after me, so it does work. That's a Madash Kimura. Mash over here without a kinyan. So when we might do a Konmini, who said there's no kinyan? Do it to get. You're comparing to get. My get la by kinyan. Get there's no kinyan. Why? Because you don't do kinyan by a get. Avai nami lo Konmini. So also there's no kinyan. So nami mitzvah machas miso. Again, we're talking about mitzvah machas miso, and then you have to do a kinyan. So mitzvah machas miso, someone gives something machas miso, he can change his mind, he doesn't have to do a kinyan. Now, just to mention over here, the Gemara says that if he can do kirushim or release the habit after his death. So he says, what's the chiddush? We know Mishnah and Gittin, you can't divorce after death. It says here we talk about the Yemei Shliach. I would think the Shliach can operate after death. In Maseches Gittin we have a big machlekes of the Rambam and the Torah. When a person becomes a shreitim, he loses his mind, and he has a Shliach, can the Shliach divorce or not? So machlekes. What's the machlekes depend on? Most of the understand. Because is the shliach stand instead of the husband, and I don't need the husband anymore? Or the shliach is only an extension of the husband, so I need the husband. So if you hold he's standing on his own, even the husband is a shaitan, the shliach can do gerush. But if he's an extension of the husband, if the husband is a shaitan, the shliach can't do it. So as to the achronim, so what about here when he dies? Why can't the shliach do it? So answers the choice. Even though you hold that the shliach stands on its own, but here pakok kedushin, the marriage is over. Once he dies, there's no marriage. You can't do gerushin. It's a technical thing. But many achronim explain that even if you hold that if the husband is a shaitan, the shliach can do a shliach, it's not because the shliach stands on its own, but because the shaitan does have some das. The question is, what is the level of das you need to have a shliach? If the shliach is doing on your behalf, what's the level of das you need? But when he dies, you don't have any das. So that's why it doesn't work. And that's why we get to this sugya. Usually mitzvah machas miso also means a kinyan. The reason here it works, he gave everything out. He made it to the shchimera, and the mata shchimera, full mata shchimera, does not need a kinyan. What's the halacha? If it's about the shchira mikzas, it's like a bari. So you can't change your mind, and you do need a kinyan. Even though he dies. Okay. Mitzvah machas miso, lo yibai kinyan. If it was mitzvah machas miso, no kinyan needed. If he died, it works. On that, he can change his mind. How we got the combine even though there was a kinyan. So mitzvah machas miso, it has the power that everything works. I don't need a kinyan, but I can change my mind. Like I'm on the shchimira, I can change my mind if it's oimid, and then once I continue this discussion, this sugya, in the next daf. Have a gewaldige week, a good woche.